Hello class, my name is Jose Evangelis and I'm doing my historic photographer presentation on Dorothea Lange. She's very well known in the photography world. You more than likely have already seen one of her photographs from the Great Depression. That being known as the picture of the migrant mother. She took many pictures of her, essentially working the scene, showing us that it could take multiple pictures to get the one that resonates with the people the most, which did happen, as the picture would later be used in many things including history books, as I'm sure you've seen this before. The pictures she took during these years of the Great Depression had meaning and were done for a purpose, as not only for her beliefs, but because she was also hired from the FSA, also known as the Farm Security Administration. Her goal there was to tell the stories of the unfortunate, to draw attention to the American public so that they could see the effects of the Great Depression, which affected agricultural worker families. It was meant to draw awareness to the issue and so that they could get help from the government. You can see how in the picture in the middle, she fills in the frame compared to the others, as it really highlights the woman's face and shows emotions of a concern for herself and her kids as they are next to her. This next photograph, known as the White Angel Breadline, could be seen as her early documentary work. They say that because this is where she discovered her purpose in photography. From her studio, she looked out the window and saw the unfortunate that roamed San Francisco jobless due to the Great Depression. She saw these pictures that she took as politically charged, and it led to her work in documentary using photography. Even though in most of her photos she captures people in their lowest points of their lives, she hopes that with these images the American people might sympathize with those suffering so that the public might take action to help those in need. There has been controversy in at least one of her works, that being because as a government employee she lost control on how people use her photographs, such as the picture of the overseer and his field hands. As in a book titled Land of the Free, the black sharecroppers were cropped out of the original picture, which changed the meaning of the picture from a study of race and power to showing the American farmer as a self-reliant, noble person, which it wasn't true. This shows the power of how cropping a picture can completely change the meaning and intended message of a picture. It can be inferred that it was done for a reason, as the Farm Security Administration that she was working for didn't like that she was photographing people of other races that were cornered in unjust systems. Then there's this picture of the woman of High Plains, which shows her despair as she just has had to endure so much. That this picture was taken during the Dust Bowl era, in which severe dust storms ravaged fields and set back agriculture in the areas that it had affected, leaving the farmers in despair. The subject of this picture had to sell her car to eat, but now can't get away from the area to a better place or a better life. This was harder than you may imagine, as during these times the Great Depression was also happening. She had taken photos of what had been taking place at home too during the World War II, such as incarceration of Japanese Americans due to the attacks on Pearl Harbor. The photograph named Manzar Relocation Center showed the injustice that was served to the Japanese, which affected all Asians at the time, as they were all believed to be spies. She at first had the same desires as the government to help out refugees before, but now they were being sent to concentration camps. She was disgusted and took photographs of the injustice, but all was unseen and censored for decades. This shows how great a person Dorothea Lange was. She was here to help show the injustices of people for everyone no matter what. She influenced the development of documentary photography, which is used all the time nowadays. Thanks to her, she didn't see it as just art, as she wanted to promote the ideals of equal rights to all people. She mainly photographed marginalized people for that reason, as she believed that if people saw the injustice, it would provoke reform and possibly change how things were.